Yes,
I guess,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, because that was always the goal. Like,
Right.
even when I was at the Ring of Honor dojo, was to train to be a wrestler. I didn't know that I was going to end up being a host of a show. Like, that was never in the cards.
She had blue hair, and she had to get her hair dyed that week.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Right.
They told me that I was going to be on TV, and they were like, you have to get your hair dyed by Saturday. And I was like,
Okay. Right? Yeah, like, yeah, that's the way
but
it is.
actually, so like from the outside looking in, like both ways you stood out to me. Like when you showed up at a show, I remember the blue hair, and I was like, oh, who's that? Like you just stood out. I can't remember RJ, and they were like, that's Dak's girlfriend. She's going to be doing the dojo, and you stood out. But the same way, when the first like video I saw of like you doing the interview and with the glasses and it was and the bow tie, it was just like it was different. You know, I remember seeing the video. It was like, who's that? And then someone said, oh, that's it. She had the blue hair, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, so like both ways, you know, you jumped out.
But it's funny how, and this happens to anyone that's out there thinking about getting involved or breaking in, this happens often. They make you go out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I don't know how long you had that blue hair, but you probably had been
3
quite
years.
attached to it.
Oh, wow.
Right, attached to it. And it's like, you know, same with me. Like, I have a high top fade. We need that to come off. Like, we need the beard to come off. You know, and it's
Excuse
like,
you? You need
okay, right? Yeah, but there's the opportunity because it's about, like, how flexible is this person?
Yeah.
How flexible is this person who probably has had this blue hair for who knows how long? To now, you know, be like, you know, begrudgingly, okay, or sure, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, I'll be there by Saturday with my hair, you know, dyed a different color. So
You have to see if someone is willing to rise to the occasion.
indeed,
Because there are a lot of people that aren't.
yeah, or who knows? They could have actually been seeing how willing you were, which led you to now your ultimate goal, which is this match with like a legend. Okay, Angelina Love, we know her, you know, for years.
Yeah, we were just talking about her a couple of weeks ago, what a delight she was to work with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
When
you know.
we just got in
Yeah, we
here.
work with her a bunch. Yeah,
So
she's
that's a
been great.
lesson for all of you out there watching and listening to Quinn's, you know, ascent, as it were. You sometimes got to do things that you don't want to do. You sometimes got to chop off your hair or dye your hair or start out being an announcer and have people take mics from you. But, you know, if you just keep on hustling and grinding, good things come from that. So
A lot of the time you have to do things that you don't want to do. But if you do them to the best of your ability, people will notice.
yeah,
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very good advice.
indeed.
It's all right advice.
but yeah, the goal is always to wrestle.
Real quick, I don't want to move off of this. Real quick, up until this point, had you had any matches with like notable figures in the industry? Is this like your highest profile? Is what I'm trying to get at. Like, where does this stand in your?
So this is definitely my highest profile match because one, it's with a 7-time world champion, and 2, it's on television.
Yeah, doesn't get much more high profile than that.
I was actually signed to an exclusive contract to Ring of Honor from the very beginning. So I wasn't allowed to take indie bookings, and then I was allowed to take indie bookings very shortly for a period of time last year, and now I'm no longer allowed to take them again. But last March, I got to go to Barbados, and that was the last match that I actually wrestled. It was the first match I had wrestled in a year, and then also the last match that I have wrestled in a year. So in a 2-year time period, just that one match in Barbados. I did win the ECWA Women's Super 8 Championship. I am also a former women's champion, and I feel like people forget that all the time. People are like, you should just stick to interviewing. Angelina is a 7-time world champion. It's like, I'm also a former world champion.
Yeah.